What is up, YouTube? Bills Mafia. It's Coffee tapping back in, man. And with this Buffalo Bills Kansas City Chiefs rematch just a couple hours away, everything in Buffalo Bills franchise history, like this is such a huge moment. This team being a true contender, and everyone knows this squad is good enough to win the ring, and just to have this game in Buffalo, the rematch. This is huge, And I was scrolling across the gram, and I came across this post by Built in Buffalo, and this is something that I had been paying attention to over these past few years. We're talking about the dynamic duo, Poyer and Hyde. I was saying these guys were the best safety duo in the league over the past few years. People would always say, "Oh, you're tripping. You're just a Bills fan or whatever." But it was like these dudes had telekinesis out there. They were always on the same page, and it's been rough now. The banged up with injuries. Like last year, the games Poyer missed, Hyde was out very early in the season. He got a neck injury or something like that, and within the first 3 weeks, I think it was week 2, and it looked like he was going to come back in the playoffs. I believe we saw him practice but not play. And then there were all those talks over the offseason about, Poyer tweeting about taxes in New York, how high they are. He could go to Florida and, essentially just earn a lot more money because of the tax situation. And it was like, man, is the dynamic duo going to be split up? Of course, I love this squad. I want to see them get a ring. All of us Bills Mafia are just watching all this and, believing, right? But the fact that they were going to get split up, it's just looked like that multiple times over the past couple of years. Like the dynamic duo may be done. And there was even reports linking Poyer to Miami, but nonetheless, he signed back with the Bills, and here we are. And it really is seeming like this is it between these two. There's talks that Hyde, with stingers and stuff like that he's got this year, being banged up. He was just on the injury report the other day with his neck. It looks like these two, this is their last season together. And coming into this game, this is just something to really take all in. And you know what I mean, it was great having these dudes play for the Bills. They were a big part of turning things around, and it was like they were kind of both guys that were passed on by their previous franchises. I forget, was Poyer with the Browns, and he had a really bad injury, liver, kidney or something like that, and people thought he would never play football again, and he came to Buffalo. Hyde, the Packers, when his contract year came up, they said, we're good, we'll promote from within. And he came to Buffalo, and these guys showed everyone that those squads were wrong for writing them off. So, the dynamic duo fighting for this playoffs, the ring. It's crazy to think that, as Built in Buffalo puts it here, seemingly this is the end of an era, the era of the dynamic duo. And you see Built in Buffalo put, today is the last home game together. We want to say thank you. Micah, Hyde, and Jordan Poyer have been the heartbeat of the Bills defense for 7 years. These two have given everything. They have each and every game in a Bills uniform. The definition of defend our dirt should always have a picture of the best safety duo in Bills history. And comment, guys, all the Bills fans out there, best safety duo in Bills history. I remember a few years back they had like the 50-year all-year team, and Jarius Byrd was the starting safety on that team. And it was kind of crazy to think, because at the time I think he was only with the Bills a year or two. And, I think he had a game with like 3 or 4 picks, and I don't know. But Poyer and Hyde, man, these guys really have always given it all. And y'all remember that win game a couple years ago? As that's what I was talking about this year, when, and last year we lost divisional games to the Jets, Dolphins, and then we went and beat their ass, and beat the Dolphins in the playoffs again. That's what happened this year. It's like I kept telling all these other fan bases in the AFC East, this division is the Bills, man. And 2 years ago, that win game in Buffalo, where it was like a damn tornado watch out there, and it really affected the game drastically, and we lost to the Patriots, and then we went out there and whooped on them in the next matchup and whooped on them in the playoffs again. That's been the recurring theme with this current Bills team. We might drop a game to a divisional opponent. That happens even to the best of teams in when they've won the Super Bowl. New England Patriots during the dynasty, y'all remember we shut them out 31-0. They won the Super Bowl that year. Crazy things happen in divisional games. But if you guys remember at the press conference, Poyer and Hyde were the two that called out the media that was kind of talking greasy to the Bills, like they love this team. They really are the face of the defense in a way. But I don't know. Jump in the comments, guys. Let me know what you think about Poyer and Hyde. Is it sad to see them go? I don't think we'll see them together again. And last year, as I was stating, I got a bit off track earlier in the video. Hyde was out early and throughout like the whole season, but Poyer was still playing and missed a few games. But every game that Poyer missed, the Bills lost those games, because there's been a lot of talk that these guys lost a step and they're not what they were. And I guess in a sense I could say they lost a step, not in a way to disrespect them, just aging and injuries and being beat up and all that. But at the end of the day, with just being in the right place at the right time, making up for their loss of, I don't want to call it athletic ability, but just aging and stuff like that. They make up for it in other ways with hustle and just reading the play. These dudes, it was just so great as a fan to have them be on this Buffalo Bills team. So going into this Chiefs game, all the Bills fans out there, tap in, comment. Poyer and Hyde, greatest moments having them, with the Bills. Your thoughts across the board, this game. Let's talk about it all. Go Bills.